Okay, so this is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, and this game came out December 1st, 2015. And if I had to sum this game up, I would say it's kind of like the mechanics and play style of CS:GO or something like that, something of that style. Kind of with the hero system, I guess you would call it, from Overwatch, where you have certain people who can have special abilities, and that's about it. So let's just start getting into the gameplay and the mechanics of the game. So this is the main menu of the game, and as you can see, you have situations, multiplayer, terrorist hunt, tutorials, and Ubisoft Club. And there's different tabs you can go through and stuff, and the settings are in the top right menu. We're just going to go through that in the beginning of the video just to get all that out of the way, and then we'll get into some gameplay and actually reviewing the game. So let's get started. So next we're going to get into the situations, and that's basically just training missions for the game to get you ready for the multiplayer. They're mostly pretty easy, but they're just for when you first start playing the game to get you ready for the multiplayer, the real thing. Next we're going to go into the multiplayer section, and there's casual, which is kind of just easy for fun, doesn't really mean anything, and then there's ranked, which is where you get rated based off of how well you do, and there's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. As you can see, I'm a gold, and that's really fun, but you gotta take it seriously. And there's custom, which is where you can make your own settings and your own, you make the game the way you want it to play with your friends and kind of just screw around. It's pretty fun, but I don't really use it a lot. And of course, all of these things are against other real live players. Next, we'll go to terrorist hunt, which is just against the computer. It's more training kind of. You can either play by yourself or with other people, and then there's normal, hard, and realistic. And it's not as difficult as online, but it kind of gets you a feel for how the game actually is. Next is the tutorials, which is basically just videos telling you that you can break stuff and that the game is destroyable and stuff. I mean, you can watch them if you want, but a lot of people don't. And then the Ubisoft Club is the last thing on this page, and that's just where you go buy your skins and all that stuff if you have a lot of money to waste. The next page is the operators page, which is where you can see all the heroes you've bought, and each hero has something special. The guy I used, the sledge guy up in the top left, he has a hammer that can just break stuff. And each person's different in the fact that they have different gadgets and also different weapons that each player can use that is different from other players and other heroes. Then to get these heroes, you have to pay with the in-game currency, which you can see up there in the top right in yellow. And to get these guys, you have to hit that unlock new operator button with the plus right there. And when you open that, it'll bring you to a screen that has the different divisions of operators. And the price for the operators isn't expensive for most of them. But these bottom three, the JTF2, Navy SEALs, and BOPE, those are all DLC people. So that cost real money to get. So those are a little bit expensive. But other than that, it's all a reasonable price for each person. Now we're going to go and actually click on one of the operators and look at his stats and stuff like that. So we'll click on the guy that I use, and you can have loadout, headgear, details, operator's video, and bio. And if you click on loadout, well, you can see the character model here and just check him out. But when you click on loadout, you can see his two primaries, his two secondaries, and then one of his gadgets that you can choose from. Then when you go into headgear, this is all stuff you have to buy with in-game currency or real money. This is just customizable stuff. It doesn't really help you out. It just makes you look cooler. And then you can click on details and statistics, and it'll show you just details of how your record is with this guy. And there's a video for each person, which we're not gonna watch this whole thing, but this just shows you cool stuff about the person. And there's a bio which tells you their date of birth, where they were born, stuff like that, their weight, their height, and just interesting little stuff to add on to make the game more in-depth. So the shop tab is where you can just buy skins and helmets and stuff like that for your character just with real money. But I'm not into that, but if you want to do that, then you do you. And then the live tab, which is the next tab, is where it kind of just tells you news about the game and upcoming information and stuff. So now I'm going to load up a game of Terrorist Hunt on just normal, where by myself, just to make this easier. And when it pops up, it'll tell me, so it tells me the objective is to take the hostage, and then this next screen is where I get to choose who I want to be to get the hostage away from the terrorist. And I'm going to choose Sledge. I always choose. I choose this loadout, and I get to choose where I want to spawn on the map. So I choose the campfire, and then I have to wait, and usually there'll be more people in multiplayer, that you have to wait for, but since I'm playing by myself, it doesn't take a long time to do. So now we're just going to wait for it to load, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now that it's loaded, in Terrorist Hunt, you have as much time as you want. You can take as long as you want. So first, I'm going to throw a drone and try to find the hostage. And as you play the game, there's certain spots that the hostage can be in. So like if I'm going to certain rooms and you're thinking like, why is he looking there? That's why, because I know the spots that the hostage has to be in. So this takes a while, so I'll just let you guys look at the map while I try to find the hostage. Okay, so now that I've found the hostage, it'll permanently be marked on my map. Whenever I get out of the drone, it's that yellow diamond over there. And my goal here is just to get the hostage without him dying. So while I'll do that, I'll just talk about like the interface of the game. So up in the top left, you can see who I chose, and then next to that's the time, and then it tells you the game mode next to that. And then from going from left to right across the bottom, in the very bottom left corner, it tells you the stance that my guy is in. And then the 100 with the circle around it is the health. Then the next, going left to right, then that's my first gadget. Then that next thing is like a marking dot that tells your players like where certain stuff is if you want to mark it for them. Then that next one is an extra drone that you can throw. Then the next one is the fire rate on your gun, and that next one is your other gadget. And then lastly is your compass, just so that you know where you are. And then in the bottom right corner is your ammo, of course. So I'll just let you guys finish out watching me get this hostage, and then we'll move on to the next part of the game.
Hostage secured. Move to the extraction point. Hostiles approaching. Keep the hostage secure.
Go to run. Move quickly. With me. Stay alert.
As you can see, I get outnumbered here and I get killed, so we're gonna go to the next clip, which is actually online. So this is like real multiplayer with other people ranked and everything. So we're actually on defense this time, so we're reinforcing these walls so that I don't blow through them. And the only thing that's really different about this so far than Terrorist Hunt is you can see that the timer is counting down this time, because this is the preparation phase where we just have time to get set up before the attackers can come in. And then there's the score, obviously, in blue and orange. And then you can see who each player picked on our team. And then on their team it's question marks until we find out who they are and actually see them in person, and then it will tell us who they are. So I'm gonna go hide over here, and I will be back in a second. So as you saw in the Terrorist Hunt, the offense has drones, so the defense has cameras laid out throughout the map to actually find the attackers, and that attackers can destroy the cameras, but they're kind of just to give them an edge so that we know, the defenders know where they are, and they're not just completely blind. And as you can see someone just broke that barricade over there, so I'm kind of just searching for him. So I'll let you just kind of look at this camera feature so you can check it out. And then nothing really happened for the rest of that match, so I'm going to cut to the next one where you can see me using more cameras to actually spot people. I'm actually spotting them, so anyone in the game can see those little red dots that just show up whenever you spot them. And so they're trying to break in here, and so I get off the cameras, and a lot of this game is just like waiting around for the enemies to come to you so that you can kill them. So, sorry if this is like a bit boring to anybody, but it's kind of just the way it is, so just let this play out, and then we'll get to like me actually reviewing what I think is good and bad about the game.
One op 4 remaining.
Okay, so I mean, as far as like the review goes, I mean, this is like my second favorite game ever. So, I mean, there's not like a lot of negatives other than like when it first launched, the servers didn't work and the servers crash every now and then. But like the biggest penalty for me is that if like you kill two teammates, you get kicked, which I think you should, but you only get kicked for 15 minutes. So I think you should get kicked for longer than that. Like in CS:GO, I know you can get kicked for like a week. In Grand Theft Auto, you can get banned infinitely. So I think it should be longer than 15 minutes for the ban. But other than that, like it's my second favorite game of all time. The game's been out for a year. I'm still playing it. I have 232 hours on the game. I mean, I just think it's a great game
Need to find the
all around. It's a cooler concept. It's not just run around, kill people. It's more strategizing and kind of knowing what you're doing and learning new tactics through new people. And also, you have to like have people to play with and like have friends that you can coordinate with. So it's a lot of fun. And if you're into like tactical kind of games, then I would check it out. But overall, I guess I would say this game's like a solid 9 out of 10. So I guess that's it, and you guys can just watch the rest of this clip. Hope you liked the review.
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Hostage in sight.
Charge ready.
Op 4 last operator standing.